Well, again, visiting with their coach, Greg Vitrone, he told me he's very excited about these two guards. College basketball is still a guards game. Those two kids can play, and that's one of the reasons he certainly thinks this is the most talented group he's had for this exhibition run.
Yeah, Rick Pitino said the best group of players the Cardinals would have seen since last year during the regular season. That's the One World All-Stars starting lineup here tonight in Freedom Hall for the Cardinals. There's those young faces, inexperienced players, we'll say. Kendall D'Artez, Garcia, George, Dean, and Davis.
Well, two freshmen, a sophomore, and then the two juniors are new faces on the scene. So that is what we're talking about at the top about finding chemistry, how quickly these five guys can find a chemistry. I think Rick would like to find maybe a kind of what I would call offbeat five that works well together so he can change the complexion of a game during the regular season, play those five guys out there and put them out there in mass and see if he can change how the momentum goes. Maybe he'll find some of those answers tonight.
That's our starting lineups. We'll have the opening tip here at Freedom Hall when we continue in just a moment. Ready for the opening tip-off here in Freedom Hall. Brian Lewin, 6'10", out of West Virginia, has quite a weight advantage against Kendall D'Artez here in the opening tip, and exhibition excellence for the Cardinals. Well, you expected to win them, and they've won most of them.
Yeah, this could be fun though, because these guards are so good. Be interesting to see how they handle the pressure.
So the Cardinals get the first possession and wide open. Francisco Garcia doesn't hesitate to hit the three. And the Cardinals draw first blood in this game in our forward first half.
I'd like to tell you what they were doing defensively, One World, but I can't tell you something they don't know.
Here, Dupay on the back door. Oh, what a shot by the former Florida star. First half is brought to you by your local Ford dealers.
Threw that one up almost on the top of the board.
It
got it to go. It was a set play. They ran a back door.
And D'Artez outside tries a three. Dupay gets the rebound, and Lewin on a run out, blocked away by Otis George. Ooh, and Otis is going to get the foul.
Rick was already going to take a 20-second timeout, and it read his lips. What are you doing? I don't think he liked that shot. He's talking to, in fact, he is talking directly to Kendall D'Artez. You got to look at the replay. That's something that Rick talked about yesterday, wanting to see guys rebound, block shots, play athletically, do those kinds of things. So they're going to be cognizant of that. But I don't think he wants it to just turn into a circus offensively. It's a fine line you got to try and walk in. These guys want to show him they can play. Unfortunately, you get a little over anxious and it's counterproductive. He doesn't want to see that.
This is a copyrighted telecast authorized under rights granted to Independence Television Company by the University of Louisville Athletic Association. Any use of this telecast without the express written permission is prohibited. Rick Pitino looking on, took the quick timeout. The other facet that I think he really wants to see is, as we talked about in the last ball game, Bob, the younger players, the inexperienced players in this program still trying to catch up defensively as well.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm sure he's pleased with Otis George. In fact, I saw him clap for Otis, while at the same time, it's one of those mixed emotions. He wanted to applaud Otis and yell at Kendall, so he had both emotions going on right there.
Brian Lewin can't get the free throw to go down. He's out of Brooklyn, New York, played at West Virginia. Of course, this team, Bob, as you well know, doing your radio pregame today, played a lot of games between November 6th and 19th, and as a result now, this is even tough for them to kind of get back together this time of year.
Yeah, it is. It's an unusual time for an all-star game, and so there are some different faces.
Well, there's a ball knocked away from D'Artez, picked up by the experienced Lewin. And Dupay and the One World All-Stars will have the possession down by one.
Kareem Reed gives them an experienced ball handler at the top. Moten is very good at taking people off the dribble, although he turns it over there.
Here's Otis George taking it from one end of the court to the other and lays it in, the sophomore out of Dominica. And they also want to see how these big guys can handle the ball in the half-court offense.
Rick's still talking to Kendall. And this shot and then the turnover, and that's just what you don't want to see happen. That'll shake his confidence even more.
Good head fake on the shot by Decker as he tries to take it to the basket. And D'Artez gets a star because he stands in and takes the charge here.
That gets his coach's applause, so that's a good thing. He needs some positive reinforcement. You know, I used to hear players say all the time, you don't give me confidence, or speak about their coach doesn't have confidence. You only get confidence one way, by performing under pressure. And that's what these young players are going to have to do today. Perform admirably, capably under pressure. Rick will give them the pressure.
And Otis George working very far away from the basket, now gets a step. stopped and had it slapped away, but we're going to have a foul. I believe it's going to be on Tate Decker, the 6'10" Wake Forest product.
See, notice with the good jump stop in the lane, and yeah, running back from the side. Not sure he had to do that because he had some help coming from the big guy Lewin, but there's a foul considered before the shot, though. The Cards get it out of bounds.
Garcia to trigger it in to Dean. Down back to D'Artez on the low post. Miss, got his own miss, puts it up, and he's fouled on the follow-up effort. And he'll have a chance to go to the free throw line as Lewin picks up the foul.
Well, that is going to be a big thing for the All-Stars. They don't have a lot of bodies here, and they're two inside players. Can't possibly, one would assume, be in the condition these Louisville post people are. So if they get in foul trouble, this is going to be very difficult for that guy, Greg Vitrone, the coach of the All-Stars, to figure out what to do. He doesn't have very many moves at his disposal.
D'Artez hits the free throw. Darnell Williams checks into the lineup, number 31, as he'll replace Decker. Williams, 6'5" guard out of Xavier. And D'Artez caps the free throws.
Now we'll see how they handle the press. They're having a hard time getting it in. Barely to Dupay.
And now Dupay will bring it up. Nice lead pass up court. Shot not finished by Reed, but Lewin gets it right back for the All-Stars. And then they turn it back over as Davis comes up with a loose ball. Dean, nice feed down to Otis George. Otis rushed it a little bit, but there's Garcia to follow it up. And quickly, the One World All-Stars are going to take a timeout as they fall behind 9-2.
Well, that's what happens when you get a team that's not in the condition. They made the right decisions. Dupay found Reed. Reed missed the layup. They got the offensive rebound, but then the terrible pass because guys are just going too quickly. They're not used to going at this speed, certainly not going at this speed without the time to condition and be ready to play with this kind of full court pressure. And the Cards get a couple of turnovers there and have parlayed it to a 9-point lead.
Well, let's talk about a Papa John's Game Day special as a 6-0 run in progress for the Cardinals. Get 2 large 2-topping pizzas for only $15.99. Call the Louisville area Papa John's closest to you for a Papa John's Game Day special. Papa John's.
Well, as you buy me a pizza every time they go over 100 points, maybe tonight will be my chance. We'll see.
I'll be happy to.
Trouble getting it over here.
Yes, they did. And knocked away by D'Artez, and that gets the Cardinal coach up off the bench, applauding the defensive effort. Of course, you may not understand, we talked right at the top about this being an in-season exhibition game. It's real simple. I mean, I know I go back to 1983 here. Scheduling problems. They have some of the biggest trade shows in this building, and it's just not available in November.
Yeah, but it's tough, and I know Rick has talked about even if he has to move to another venue, and I think that would make sense, frankly. You'd rather play early and give up this building than have to wait till this point to play, I think, since they will still have one exhibition in this building. You take a look at Rick's career mark here in his short tenure as the Cards pick up a foul on the jump shooter. You don't want to do that. This young man's got an interesting story. I believe he was telling me in the pregame, Darnell Williams, that he's getting ready as soon as this tour is over to head back overseas. Going to go to South America, actually, and go to going to be playing, I believe he said, in Venezuela. So their season doesn't start till January, and he's very pleased about that. So kind of a tune-up here before he goes.
And he hits all 3 free throws, and just like that, it's 9-5. And Dupay will pick up Taekwon Dean just across the timeline. Dean takes it right back from George and knocks down the 2-pointer at his foot on the line. And it's 11-5 Cardinals. Garcia, a little pressure in the backcourt. Now George comes over for the double team. And stepping on the sideline, Florence Moten, so it'll go right back to the Cardinals.
Moten went around him on the dribble. You can see he's capable of handling the ball, but the Cards made a good recovery to form the double team. Moten's saying, I think I got bumped out of bounds there, but see, there's the stat we were talking about at the top. 4 turnovers already, and we played only a little more than 3 minutes. They're on a pace for 40. It's not a good sign.
No. Garcia got a little daylight. Nice kick out to Davis on the wing. Garcia again kept it alive. D'Artez able to go and get it. Now Dean.
Well, they know he can do that. That's very nice, and Rick gives a little applause, but that's not what the question mark is. The question mark is defensively, execution, all those other things. That's what Rick Pitino will be watching today.
Well, the Cardinal fans will remember Kareem Reed. There's a long 3 by Teddy Dupay.
He's fun. He's a guy who was playing in the NBDL, the NBA Developmental League, and now is going to go to the CBA with Rockford right after this is over. And he certainly is a fun player to watch.
Nice feed off the D'Artez. He finishes it.
He's getting a little more relaxed.
Yep.
Nice, and Dean is a flashy passer. Made a nice pass there. Not sure Rick's going to like to be able to throw the inbounds pass behind their back.
Here's Moten left wide open. Can't get it to go. Dupay goes in to get the rebound. Right back to Moten. Again he tries. And this one will go over the top of the backboard and hit the brace and go out of bounds. 15:37 remaining first half here in Freedom Hall. Glad you joined us on Great 58. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Freedom Hall. The Cardinals have doubled the score against the One World All-Stars, and some good ball movement. Our Chrysler drive of the game right here. Good pass by Dean.
Now look at the gap right here, and he sees that, takes it right between the defenders, and then puts it to his left hand. That was a good play by D'Artez because he took it with his strong hand between the defenders, then moved it to his left hand to get it away from the guy who rotated over and made it so he could not get a block on it. A good finish by D'Artez off the pass from Dean.
And your local Chrysler dealers will donate $100 to help feed the hungry to the Dare to Care Food Bank. Support the Dare to Care Food Bank year-round. Louisville's hit 6 out of 10 so far. The All-Stars 2 of 5.
Well, this is a good script so far for the Cards because they're forcing a lot of turnovers, and their conditioning has shown itself. Although they're making some turnovers of their own. Great hustle by Dean there to get it back.
It was. He tried to get it down low to Davis. It was slapped away. Great hustle by Reed. Kareem Reed, very, very quick player. Cardinal fans will remember him in a couple of battles when he was at Arkansas, playing for then coach Nolan Richardson. And D'Artez.
The Cards are just sloppy with the basketball so far in the early going.
And that's a blocking foul as Lewin tried to stand in and take the charge. Instead, it's a block.
Well, that's an unusual call because if they're not going to call a charge, most officials will let that go because they know a dunk is coming. You see the replay, and yeah, it's a good call. It is a block, but as I said, most guys will let that go knowing that there's a dunk coming, but they did call it there. And he didn't miss the call. Lewin was moving. It's a good call. Now, Rick actually can get something out of this. Let these guys run a baseline out of bounds play. Up screen for George.
And it comes in. Dean can't get it to go.
Dean was the screener. That's very often the guy who's open. The guy who sets the screen ultimately is the guy who'll get the jump shot.
Here's Dupay from way outside, and he knocks down a 3.
You know what, Donnie?
Also said he got fouled.
Well, what we were talking about at the top, Greg Vitrone and I, it's amazing there are guys like this with no job.
Right.
That should let you know how many players there are out there.
Right.
Because these guys can play. Dupay, it's hard to believe somebody can't find a place for that guy. Ooh.
And Dean fought off a screen and lost it, picked it up, and then called for a double dribble.
Well, Rick's going to bring the starters in. Here comes the A-list.
Well, he got about 5.5 minutes out of this different starting lineup. And of course, can't let these guys go without some work.
Well, no, and the crowd appreciates. They're trying to encourage those guys. That's the great Louisville fans who know the game and know some of those young players need their confidence boosted, and gave those guys a big hand as they headed off the floor.
Kareem Reed looking for a pick. Can't find one. Now he's picked up by Northern, and Bryant kicks it halfway out of bounds and beyond the paint. Of course, Kareem Reed had 21.7 assists against the Cardinals when U of L had an overtime win in Fayetteville back in '96. Then he came right back the next year at 25 and 9 and an easy Arkansas win here.
He's got to be kidding. That is
not have any range.
How in the world did he get that off? I was going to his left over a taller defender. What a shot.
Trying to lob pass down to Reese and a whistle inside.
Well, it could be on Reese. It is on Reese.
You're right. He pushed off from behind.
I thought I saw. You see the defender almost parallel to the floor. That's not a good sign. That means somebody got him in that position. That was Reese on the push-off looking inside on their own.
Of course, Reese Gaines named the Conference USA Player of the Week this week. And also Ellis Miles is the top rebounder early in the year in Conference USA. Nice feed down low, and Darnell Williams gets the finish.
Well, the starters have come in, and this is unusual for this bunch, except for Bryant Northern, who's kind of been in and out of the starting lineup. These guys now used to being out there for the start of the game. Sometimes it takes you out of your rhythm to have to 6 minutes in get out there and try and play like Louisville plays.
Well, the One World All-Stars have tied up Rick Pitino's team at 16. Of course, the Cardinals will play against Seton Hall in the Meadowlands this weekend. All-Stars on a 11-2 run now. In the last 2.5 minutes.
The Cards have stopped turning them over, largely because they haven't been able to score as much and get into their press.
They're going to get a lot of pressure from the very quick Kareem Reed, and they're going to get Reed on a little touch foul out near the timeline.
Well, he had a call out because he was afraid Northern was going to fall down, which meant Reed would have gained an advantage from that little bump, so you can understand why that call was made.
Ryan Northern, of course, got the start against South Alabama, the junior from Jeffersonville.
Well, one would guess in Rick's mind, these are the starters right now. If we were really playing an actual game tonight, my guess is these 5 guys would have been the starters.
Good ball movement. O'Bannon wide open. Can't get the 3 to go. Luke Whitehead, a little garbage basket right underneath the hoop.
It's fun. These guys, you really appreciate what a year under Rick's system. They get it right now. You can just sense the difference. They've had so many repetitions doing it the way coach wants them to do it.
Lou in a tough fall-away jumper, doesn't go. Luke Whitehead fights to get the rebound. It ends up in the hands of O'Bannon. Nice feed down to Miles. And it's blocked, but a foul. And Ellis ended up.
That was, I think, a pretty good block. And is that our camera guy again? Is that our guy?
Allen got it last week.
Unbelievable. It's our guys. Watch him come. Here we come right into your living room. Here he comes, Ellis again. Have a seat. And there's a good look at the roof of Freedom Hall. Great pass.
There you see
well,
it.
No, it's a good call. I didn't see the ball. It was all the ball. But down low with the left hand.
Dan Baldwin, he took the hit.
And
he's the youngster, though.
Oh,
so
he's ready. He's ready. You know, when you get in this business, we're going to have to start keeping stats like they do in football at the bottom. You know, sacks, knockdowns. We'll have to keep all that at the bottom for our camera guys.
And Daniel also an expected father, so we got to keep him in tip-top position.
Well, worked better. In all due respect, that's a good thing he got knocked down rather than his wife. So
right.
That's a blessing in disguise.
Our scoring leaders, Dupay, no surprise, with 11. Garcia with 5. Cross Motors specializes in off-lease late model 4-wheel drive sports utility and trucks. Check out our complete used vehicle inventory online at www.crossmotors.com, Watershed Expressway and Newburgh Road.
Before the game, Kevin Willard came by as I was sitting at the press table and said, Ellis just said to me, hey, Coach, classes are over. Kevin said, Ellis, you're shooting 40% from the free throw line. For you, class has just begun.
The bell has not rung, that's for sure. I tell you, this guy has just done a terrific job, though. Ellis Miles, you saw it in the tees going in, how hard he played on defense. And just has come a million miles under Rick Pitino. Decker, Reed, Williams.
Nice.
Yep. He found the opening and got the easy 2.
And also the experience not taking the charge.
Gaines comes right back, launches the 3 that doesn't go. And the All-Stars will run when they get every opportunity. They try a little alley-oop, tough pass, tough shot.
What a shot that was.
Give that one to McPherson, who played at DePaul.
Some good teams with Quinn Richardson.
And Luke Whitehead comes back with a 2 at the other end as we run up and down the Freedom Hall hardwood here in the first half. Dupay way outside, and Ellis Miles has the rebound.
Finally missed one, and not by much.
Bannon gets it straight away to Miles.
You can see the defensive intensity of the All-Stars has kind of broken down.
Just a wee bit. Miles gets the offensive board, lost it. Touched last by Whitehead. It'll go to the One World All-Stars. Well, as we mentioned, it's kind of a part-time deal for this exhibition team, and with 11:54 remaining, they'll get a well-deserved breather. 22-20, though, the Cardinals enjoyed just a 2-point lead. Cardinals lead the One World All-Stars by 2 here at Freedom Hall. A little trivia. Get out your thinking cap, our Toyota trivia. How many U of L players have scored 1,000 career points or more? I'll tell you, a lot. This will astound you.
Whoa.
52, second only to North Carolina nationally. That's a lot of 1,000-point scores. Keeping in mind, years ago, freshmen weren't eligible.
Right, only 3 years of eligibility to do that.
Yep.
A lot of points in this building have been scored by the red and white.
Of course, Ellis Miles and the Cardinal starters out there. Reese Gaines, a member of that 1,000-point club, number 20 on the U of L scoring list. 1,437 for the senior from Madison.
Well, you know, it's an exhibition game. There's a kind of a buzz in the building.
Yes, there is.
A
little ease in the.
Yeah, it's kind of a good atmosphere, and the Cards are excited because they should be able to get good shots. Now they go to their zone. The Cards working on their zone. They do a pretty good job on the rebounding part of it.
Well, they do. Brian Northern takes it the other way, has it rejected by McPherson, but also a foul on the former DePaul star. 6'4" guard from Chicago.
Bryant, you know, he's given up a couple of inches there, but did a good job planting his feet, getting his body between the defender and the ball. And so even though McPherson's able to get his hand on the ball, he's got to make contact with Bryant, and that lets Bryant have a chance at a couple of free throws. Cards haven't played much zone, and Rick has said in the postgame a number of times he'd like to be able to mix it in some, but he has so much work to do on his man-to-man, he just hasn't had an opportunity. And again, that's one of the ways he's using this exhibition game to do some work. And they did a decent job in it. They give up an easy shot, but they did a good job on the block out, which is one of the things the zone is supposed to be weak on.
Good offensive board work by Whitehead after the missed free throw. Deep in the corner, Larry O'Bannon, who had a career high against South Alabama and didn't miss a shot.
Well, he's right now, it looks like he's in the groove. That would look good too. Oh, that's a bad pass.
Yes, it is. Knocked away by Northern, picked up, however, by Moten. Now Reed.
Oh, beautiful. Oh,
and Decker dinked the dunk.
Decker had his dunk blocked by the left side of the rim, which makes the two guys on his team not all that happy because they did a beautiful job passing the ball. Moten actually got away with a little shove to get it, showed his veteran expertise. Then a behind-the-neck pass by Reed. Great touch pass by McPherson. And then the humiliating rim block. Boy, that's something he will hear about at halftime. I promise you that. That was a terrific bit of passing, though.
It really was.
And D'Artez getting a chance to run with the A squad here.
That's
Brown in the ball game.
Yep, that's true. U of L now a 6-0 run on the last minute 35. Brian Northern. He's been struggling with three-point shooting, only 1 of 7. Of course, this one won't count tonight in the official stats. And Kareem Reed right back with an easy basket the other way for the All-Stars.
Boy, if this group had a few months to have preseason training camp, they could be a pretty decent team. Oh, that's just silly.
Yeah, I'm not sure that one was ticketed to go in for sure.
It looked like it was short. It was 3/4 of the way down. That's just one to get the crowd to go, ooh, you know it's going to be goaltending. Take a look at it again. There's the apex right there, down, down. It was about, the apex was out of your picture right now, and it was blocked well below the, almost below the level of the rim.
McPherson now brings it up for the All-Stars, being checked by Whitehead with 10:20 remaining in the half. Decker backs his way in on D'Artez. Well, he hit that little baby hook shot, though.
Yeah, but you know what? That's where you see experience. Remember we talked about this last game. You don't see players throw it into the post, out of the post, into the post, out of the post. Those guys did it twice there and got a nice, easy shot.
Yeah, they did. Northern gets an easy shot of his own at the Cardinal end as he knocks it down. Brian Northern with 6 points. And this one a heartbreaker for McPherson. Rolled all the way around the rim, and now Northern brings it up quickly for the Cards. And they got him on the travel.
It's hard to be in a mindset where you've got to execute perfectly because the opposition right now is so tired that you can get any shot you want basically out of one option. It's difficult to really be sharp. That's going to be the challenge for the Cards to keep their focus on what they're trying to do offensively.
And a bad pass, but Decker helps out. And now waits for some perimeter assistance, and there's Dupay. He'll divide it immediately. 14 points for Dupay. He's hit 4 out of 5 threes.
Wow. And they were deep threes, every one. I think he's trying to show the NBA, hey, see where your line is? I can make them from back there.
Now Northern will try one of his own. Comes up short. D'Artez the rebound, had it blocked, picks it back up, and sticks it in.
Greg Matrone saying, why isn't that a jump ball? And I'm not sure he's not right. It's blocked like that, and the shooter comes down with it. It should be a jump. Whoa, we're going even deeper.
Here's one from way outside by Bill Armstrong out of Davidson. Yeah, he was out in NBA range as well. Northern left wide open. He'll try this one, and he's missed his last two. D'Artez back up with it. And we're going to have a timeout by the One World All-Stars as Louisville has opened up a 10-point lead with 8:52 remaining in the first half here at Freedom Hall. Now the explanation to Vitrone. Well, I'd like to remind you and hope you'll stay with us for our Kroger halftime report, because Bob, we're going to have stats and highlight, but we're going to have an opportunity to meet Dwayne White, first-team All-Conference USA performer. He's going to receive a special award tomorrow in Orlando. The 2002 Disney Wide World of Sports Spirit Award goes to college football's most inspirational student athlete. And you read the story with me. He lost his dad when he was 2 months old, his mother to cancer when he was 15. Just quite a story, quite an inspiration, and we'll meet him at halftime.
Yeah, that is literally almost an unbelievable story. To have your home destroyed twice by fire, and remarkable success story, and inspiring one. He is well deserving of that award.
Hurt his leg, first game of his senior season in basketball after being one of the top running backs, believe it or not, in Alabama. And guess what? Only one school stuck with him.
Yeah, the Cards are happy they did.
I'm sure they are. There's Decker. He's able to finish this one on the alley-oop.
He wanted to show the people, see, I can dunk. Give me a 40-foot running start anyway.
Yeah, he did have a little bit of a run and jump that time. But a good possession nonetheless for the All-Stars.
Fun, these All-Stars are passing the ball, though, which is kind of neat to see. You don't see All-Star teams do that all that much.
Well, Dean can't get it to go, but again, D'Artez able to track it down for the possession for Louisville. Haji Muhammad Jr. checking in. D'Artez has 8 rebounds here in the first half.
And the Cards have a 17-6 rebounding advantage, and that's the single reason they have the lead right now.
And D'Artez showing his good shooting touch. I don't think anybody questioned that this junior college player has some ability, Bob.
He's got terrific ability.
It's just learning the system. It's been tougher for him and Prelo Davis to really pick it up as much as anybody, and that's going to be a foul, I think, on D'Artez.
And there's an example of what you're talking about in the press. Not going to the right spot and then trying to compensate and pick up the foul.
7:58 remaining first half. The Cardinals playing the One World All-Stars, and Louisville has a 10-point lead. Cardinals lead it by 10 here at Freedom Hall. Let's take a look at our Maker's Mark of excellence tonight. Addressing women's unique physical and emotional needs is the goal of the Women's Health Initiative, an effort that will greatly expand the University of Louisville's existing clinical, research, and education program. At the heart of the system is a women's health center in downtown Louisville, supplemented by satellite units in western Kentucky and online consultation for physicians in the state's remote communities. Maker's Mark salutes this University of Louisville mark of excellence. Don Russell, Bob Valvano with you back at Freedom Hall on Great 58 tonight, and a quick opportunity as Lawrence Moten has not been able to get the scoring going. The Cardinals on a 19-8 run, Bob, over the last 440, but we've had our share of turnovers both ways too.
That's just, what the world is that? It's about as unforced an error as you'll see. But yeah, I think Rick is a little, not so, I don't know if he's displeased with the total number of turnovers. Louisville's made 6, but the kinds they've made, not coming to meet passes, that should have been a turnover. It was just lucky it wasn't.
And Dean picks it up and spins it in to make it 41-29. And out of bounds as Kareem Reed tried to bring it up the sideline and bounced it on the paint.
Story of the game, though, is the rebounding. The Cards have 18. One World All-Stars have just 6. Each team has made 6 turnovers. And the shooting percentage for Louisville is pretty good, but not bad for the All-Stars. The All-Stars are shooting 50%. Cards shooting 57%. It's just they've gotten so many second, third chances. It's really been dominating on the glass.
Haji Muhammad Jr. into the lineup along with Eric Brown, Otis George, Dean, and D'Artez. And it's going to be a 2-shot foul for Otis George as he is hit as he takes it to the basket.
Otis has done some nice things off the dribble, taking it in the lane, jump stop, finishing plays. It's a chance now to go to the free throw line. It's only, I think he's got 2 points. Yes, he does, only taken 2 shots, but he's made some decent decisions. That was a good read right there. Good opportunity to take it strong to the hole.
Hamilton printing scoreboard in college basketball. Michigan leading Bowling Green. That's a halftime score. Temple and Penn State early.
Temple without John Chaney, who's still in the hospital with pneumonia.
Rutgers and Fordham, that's early. Kansas and Tulsa coming up in just a little bit.
How about when's the last time Kansas playing somebody where they're seated lower?
Really? Well, Williams' team off to somewhat of a rough start against some outstanding competition, we might add, as well.
Look at Dupay. I want to see him shoot it again.
Well, here's your wish.
Well, I'll tell you, if you can just get it over the midcourt line and make Louisville start scrambling around, throw it until you find that guy, he can single-handedly shoot you in the game. What a shooter he is.
17 points for Dupay. He's hit 5 out of 6 from beyond the arc.
I can't believe somebody can't find a job for him.
He looked awfully impressive. Dean has it slapped away out of bounds by Decker. Of course, Dupay forced to leave Florida early, but I think everybody's always enjoyed the way number 3 in the black is played throughout his college career. And you're right, Bob. You look around the NBA, this guy can do a lot of different things, and when you can hit that 3 like that, that's got to be a great weapon to have. And he's obviously got the range.
He might shoot that one. You got to come play him because he's a threat to.
Well, this one rejected by a Haji Muhammad Jr.
What a shot!
Oh, Kareem Reed.
Boy, these are 2 fun guards, these 2 guys. Reed with a big smile on his face. They're obviously enjoying playing in this atmosphere. Putting on a decent show for the fans.
41-34 Louisville. Dean feeds it off to D'Artez, but I think the Cardinals bounced it on the baseline and did.
What is the record for guys stepping on the line? Because whatever the NCAA record is, we've got to be making a run at it. We've had Moten, 2 in the backcourt. That one by D'Artez. We've had at least 4 already.
And now they try the long run out, and it's picked off by Eric Brown.
That's his job. The back man made the right decision.
Gets it back from Dean and knocks it down.
He makes that little awkward 8-footer look so easy. That's not an easy shot. Eric loves that little shot.
43-34. Good point, Bob. A lot of times, very rarely will you see Eric in a square up position, but he always manages to get his shoulder square.
Yeah, and he's got a good touch on it. It's not an easy shot to get a good touch on. And he loves that little mid-range jumper.
Also watch how he's able to balance himself when he stops on the floor, but we'll have the possession here by the One World All-Stars. Moten covered up in the corner by Eric Brown. He almost stepped on the sideline. Here's Decker with the hook. Nope. And rebound by the aforementioned Eric Brown. Nice feed down to D'Artez.
Defensively, there's only 3 guys in the picture for the All-Stars. They're going to get easy looks.
Eric Brown gets this one.
Well, they're almost out of gas already here with 5 minutes to go in the first half, the All-Stars.
Dupay right back again. Give him 20 first half points.
Not on the offensive end, they're not out of gas.
Here's D'Artez. He missed the dunk. Otis George follows it in.
The Cards are capable of scoring almost every possession now. They're getting very little out of their press.
How about Dupay again?
Well, he's one of the best shooters literally I've ever seen. I mean, certainly tonight, because they're effortless, and they're 5-6 feet behind the line.
7 out of 8 for Dupay from beyond the arc, and now Kareem Reed on a break, blocked away by the Cardinals. And now Haji Muhammad Jr. He has quite a collision at midcourt as he ran into Brian Lewin.
Actually, I think he ran into McPherson.
Oh, you're right, McPherson, a stout young man. It's quite a collision, and Teddy Dupay is lighting it up here in Freedom Hall.
I mean, you know, you and I have both been around enough shooters. Look at the range. He's a solid. What is he? He's 4 or 5 feet behind the line, and it's an effortless shot for a guy who's 5'11". And again, look how far he is there.
For our Doctor's Eye Institute closer look, you have to look far away.
He's having a ball out there, and 7 for 8 from behind the arc. The rest of the team is 0 for 5. They should run like the Knicks did when they had Bernard King, not let anybody else shoot it from back there. Maybe they shouldn't let anybody else shoot it at all.
As you mentioned, Bobby played in the developmental league and now going on to the CBA. And
he'll play for one of the good franchises in that league, Rockford Lightning.
What a tough life that's got to be, though.
Well,
if you love playing the game, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to go overseas, which a lot of guys don't want to do, especially, frankly, in the climate right now. It's fun to stay home and get paid to play, but yeah, you're not going to get rich doing that.
And Haji Muhammad Jr. knocks down the free throw. Will leave now. Frelo Davis back into the Cardinal lineup, number 10.
I think I'll be staring at a pizza by 5 minutes to go in the game at the rate we're going tonight.
Good opportunity, I would say, and a little reaching foul going to be on Davis.
The Cards haven't gotten very much out of their press. Most of the turnovers have come in the half-court set for One World, trying to go for a quick hitter or a low percentage pass and turning it over. Comes Dupay. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve. We got Eric Brown on him. Crowd's yelling, shoot. He's 50 feet away. He's thinking about it.
He feeds it off to McPherson, who shoots. And
told you, nobody should be allowed to shoot but Dupay.
Eric Brown, that little jump stop once again, and got the good bounce.
Oh, he's got the good touch on it. He puts that mid-range shot up with such a feel.
And Reed gets through a double team, tried to get it over to Lewin and threw it away. So the Cardinals get it back with 4 minutes and a second remaining in the first half. Williams back in the lineup, replaces McPherson for the All-Stars.
So look at Eric Brown, and there's a look at McPherson heading to the bench. Greg Vitrone telling Kareem Reed, throw it down the sideline. You had an easier pass. But Reed's telling him if Lewin just kept running, big guy had a dunk.
Tough opportunity for Miles, and in the process of maneuvering, he took steps. 3:50 remaining in the first half in Freedom Hall. The Cardinals over One World All-Stars by 11. Cardinals lead at 51-40 in this exhibition game here in Freedom Hall. Of course, Cardinal Sports covered all the way from top to bottom by that fine publication, the Louisville Sports Report, a local and toll-free number to call. If you want to know anything happening in Cardinal Sports, get your subscription to the Louisville Sports Report.
I'm thumbing through the pages of the Louisville Sports Report yesterday. I couldn't help but notice, if we could focus in right there, look at that. The first place in the top, the dog. And if that weren't enough, your sidekick in the football, Doug James, second place. You guys, if you want to know not only everything that's going on in U of L, but if you want to know who's going to win the football games, evidently pick it up, because there is the kingpin right there. Right. The big cheese right there. Winner right there. Wait a minute, let's put a crown on him. He's the king. There it is. The king of prognostication.
You know what you get for that, don't you? Dog food.
You get a hand clasp. You know what that is? They give you a tie clasp as a hand clasp. They shake your hand saying congratulations. Right. So,
well, Doug and I didn't get to do many games, so we had plenty of time to look at all the rest of them.
Hey, Dupay made a jumper change.
That one's just for two, so it's a little bit of a letdown.
That's nothing. Even Pitino's laughing, and their whole bench is laughing. How can that guy not have a job? Well, he does have a job in the CBA, but I know he's aspiring for more than that.
Here's Garcia straight away for three. Can't get it to go. Of course, you're in the basketball dog pick, right?
Yes, I am. But I did all right last year. I was respectable, but I wasn't the king.
92-38.
That's impressive. It's a good thing you were yelling for Dupay to fire it away, and he drew a foul on Davis. Everybody wants to guard him so closely because if he's half across the midcourt line, he's a threat to shoot it.
26 first half.
It's a good thing you're not, Pete Rose and putting your career at jeopardy, because had you followed your instincts there, you might be doing these broadcasts from Monte Carlo or somewhere. You don't even need to be here. Just 92-38. Very strong.
And the one game that I didn't let my heart pick that I knew was going to be an upset that I missed was the Auburn-Alabama game, because I have a sister that lives in Auburn, and her husband's a huge Auburn guy, and she said Auburn's going to win. I didn't pick it. But anyway. Now
you have a little insight into the scientific approach that Donnie uses to make his selections.
That shows you well, you're going against the dog, That kind of sets it all up.
That does put it in perspective for you.
51-44. Cardinals seen a lot of different players in action, pretty much having their own way, as Bob mentioned at the top of the broadcast. Rebounding would have been a key, and Louisville has just dominated that 25-10.
Great kick.
Yep, Eric Brown wide open, can't get the three, and Reed had it, lost it because he made contact with Prelo Davis.
I love that pass. That's it's. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see it in the truck there, but if we do get a chance to run that play back, why that's such a difficult thing to defend is because you get a dribbler. Here it is. As he's coming in this gap right here, somebody's got to come from the weak side, and when they do, look at all of that room over there, because it's an either-or situation. If somebody doesn't come from that weak side, it's going to be a dunk. So as soon as you can make that penetrating drive at that angle, you put the defense in a position where you know they have to give you something. You can just train your players to read what that is. You're going to get a good look, either an easy layup or a kick, a skip pass across for a wide open three.
The Cardinals have the lead and the possession. Garcia can't get it to go. D'Artez. Haji Muhammad right back to Kendall, and he finishes it off.
You know, I went to Broadway the other day, and before the play, they introduced, you know, playing the part of so-and-so will be, as an understudy, playing the part of Ellis Miles tonight is Kendall D'Artez. Got 11 rebounds already.
And Kendall picks up the charge at the other end.
Second time he's done that, which is another Ellis Miles trait. So he is truly donning the Ellis Miles mold tonight, playing that role in the Rick Pitino drama or comedy. I think he'd prefer a drama than a comedy.
Right.
And, right now, although I don't know, maybe he'd want to laugh, or maybe he'd want a comedy. You don't want a drama against an exhibition team, do you?
No, I don't think so. Of course, this is about as low-key as you'll see Coach Pitino in any kind of setting. Very competitive and doing some things with a purpose. D'Artez can't get this one to go, but once again, Louisville getting almost all the second chance opportunities. Haji Muhammad Jr., that's a three.
When the All-Stars get a rebound, it's by accident.
Right.
It just bounces to somebody. They have no presence on the boards at all.
Good ball movement to feed to Decker. He spins over D'Artez, can't get it. Otis George in to get the rebound for Louisville. So D'Artez has a double-double, Bob, here in the first half, 12 and 11.
So it's a great pass he made, too, there, finding the shooter on the wing.
Haji Muhammad Jr. just made a three. This one misses it all. 30 to 11. That's the rebounding edge. And it's one of the factors you said they would have. And
again, do we have another collision on there?
Dan Baldwin.
Dan is having a very, and again, we watch it come right into your living room. Why do they keep wanting to knock him down? What did he ever do to them?
He's a good young man, too.
Dan, what did you do to these guys? You say something rude before the game?
One of the most unassuming professionals you'll ever meet.
Checking. Got his priorities in order, too. Checking the camera before he checks himself. He's missing a kidney right now, but he's making sure. Is that lens all right? I think it is.
Well, no surprise that Dupay had scored 12 of the last 14 points before that basket by McPherson.
And shot in about a minute. We need to. He can hoist a couple more before halftime. I
would think so. This one deflected, picked up momentarily by D'Artez, and now Moten gives it up to Kareem Reed.
He's going to shoot it this time, I guarantee.
Well, you're right. And he hits another one. Teddy Dupay has 30 first half points.
He came across the midline and he was ready to shoot it. And he knows he's got it going. And the crowd is behind him right now. That's the single thing the crowd's cheering the most.
8 out of 9 on three-pointers, and he comes up with a steal and is tied up by Taekwon Dean.
Well, the amazing thing is they're only down 7, the All-Stars, showing the power of shooting. They got that ad campaign, the power of cheese. This is the power of three-point shooting. You shoot it like that, you can get out-rebounded 30-11 and still be in the ballgame.
It's 10 of 12 shots overall, 8 of 9 from beyond the arc, and they want him to do it again. This time he gives it up. Maybe he'll get it right back here as we wind down the first half. They want Dupay to.
They don't want anybody else to shoot it. Nice pass.
Yep.
Well, now it's like a guy going for his 1000th career point. Nobody else will shoot it. They just keep throwing it to him.
Here he is. Oh, Teddy Dupay. Get out of here, would you?
Even Rick has a little bemused smile on his face.
Here's a tough shot by Taekwon Dean as we come to the end of the first half. It's 58-52, and Teddy Dupay
getting a standing ovation from the crowd, and that is a tribute to the Louisville fans who love good basketball. And this guy has lit it up like a Christmas tree. How appropriate this time of year.
33 first half points. 58-52 Cardinals. Stay tuned. Our Kroger halftime report is coming up.
Track the halls with you.
Halftime report, Kroger. You can count on us. Cardinals and One World All-Stars here at Freedom Hall tonight. 58-52. Louisville leading the All-Stars despite a three-point shooting display by Teddy Dupay. Well, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, all around Kentucky hoops, salutes former U of L assistant coach Danny Hope, who now moves on to his alma mater, Eastern Kentucky University, to replace the legendary Roy Kidd at EKU. So our congratulations to Coach Hope and his family. Best of luck at EKU. And Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance supports university athletic programs all around Kentucky. Going to come back with a very, very special halftime guest. But first, this word from the University of Louisville. Welcome back to Freedom Hall. Well, the recipient of the 2002 Disney Wide World of Sports Spirit Award, college football's most inspirational student athlete, goes to this guy right next to me here, Dwayne White. I felt sorry sitting here because I was afraid he was going to sack me. Of course, one of the all-time sack greats at the University of Louisville. And Dwayne, I know you leave for Orlando tomorrow, and you've gone through an awful lot of things in your life, but things are so positive now. What's an award like this mean to you now that you've had such a great career here in college?
It means a lot. I'm very honored that they picked me out of all the people that had. I'm sure that someone has had a more difficult life than I have, and I just want to give credit to God for helping me through the tough times. And I'm very honored that they chose me, and I'm surprised that they did. But I think I served the Walt Disney Spirit Award very well, and I appreciate them honoring me with it.
Well, very deserving for you. Of course, you'll be playing in a big game coming up next week in the bowl game, the GMAC Bowl down in Mobile. I know it's an opportunity. Going to take a look at some of the action of you during the season. I know the bowl game is really like a second season, isn't it, Dwayne?
Yeah, it starts for the seniors. Everybody the juniors become seniors that game, and it's the beginning of a new season. And
played a tough opponent.
Yeah, Marshall, great offense, great offense.
And when you talk about University of Louisville, and you know they were the only school that stuck with you through some injuries through high school. You've had a great career here. What's the University of Louisville program meant to you personally?
Me, it's salvation. Because without them, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I'm very appreciative of the opportunity that Coach Smith gave me to come here, and I just wanted to give the program my best. And serve them well and, make them proud of me.
Of course, a lot of people want to know. Think you'll be back? It all depends, huh?
Yeah, well, I'll know more after the bowl game. And I have to get some more information on it.
Good luck in the bowl game, Dwayne. I tell you what, this guy used to be a running back. That's amazing. Best of luck. Congratulations on the award. You're a fine young man.
Thank you very much.
Dwayne White, University of Louisville football Cardinals. 58-52. The Cardinals lead the One World All-Stars. Stay tuned. More of our Kroger halftime report continues. Go Cards, go Kroger. Have you along from Freedom Hall tonight. 58-52, the Cardinals over the One World Sports All-Stars. Glad to have you along on Great 58 tonight. We're going to have a lot of highlights from the first half. Of course, a lot of it was Teddy Dupay, who put on quite a shooting exhibition in the first half. Let's take a look at our Fresh Like highlights. Fresh Like canned and frozen vegetables available at your Kroger store. And we begin with Francisco Garcia, one of the young Cardinals that got the start today. Nice pass from Taekwon Dean to Kendall Dartez. And then Teddy Dupay begins his three-point barrage that resulted in an unbelievable first half. There's one of them there. Then the One World All-Stars on an alley-oop to Decker as he finishes it off. The Louisville Cardinals come right back. Good ball movement. Eric Brown got the friendly bounce there. And now you see Kendall Dartez that enjoyed a first half double-double. And now you're going to see Dupay as he just goes unbelievably wild from beyond that three-point line. Fresh Like canned and frozen fresh vegetables available at your Kroger store. We'll look at first half statistics brought to you by LG&E. You see the three-point shooting. Well, a lot of that has to do with Teddy Dupay. 9 of 16 for the All-Stars, 5 of 20 for the Cardinals. Rebounding advantage is what Bob made reference to, a huge advantage in that category for Louisville. Both teams even with 14 assists, 5-2 on the steals, the All-Star advantage. But that three-point shooting barrage by Teddy Dupay, really the difference in keeping the visitors in the ball game, and now made it only a 6-point game here at the intermission. Our LG&E highlights from the first half, our stats as you see, and then the individual leading rebounders. You're going to see that there, Bob, and this is one of the keys you said in the entire game.
Well, I mean, Dartez has almost rebounded the whole team by himself. That's the story of the game right now. I don't think Rick's happy with his team only having 2 steals. I imagine as much as he's got that as a part of him that's got to be intrigued by Dupay's shooting, he's got to be disappointed with how well the Cards have defended on the perimeter and how they've had a hard time getting their press set up. So there's no question that with the amount of points the Cards have scored, they are able to set their press up frequently. They should have gotten more out of that, but they haven't. But, you know, as a fan, the whole buzz out there all on Freedom Hall is Teddy Dupay. It's been great fun. That literally may be the best shooting exhibition I've ever seen. Remarkable.
And we'll have a second half of Dupay and everybody else when we come back to Freedom Hall. 58-52, the Cardinals over the One World All-Stars. And that wraps up this edition of our Kroger has Frazier Rehab Institute. By the Kentucky Lottery, somebody's going to win. Might as well be you. By Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. And by the U of L Cardware Store. If it has the Cardinal on it, you'll find it at Cardware. The Cards are on Great 58. And 58-52 on Great 58. The Cardinals over the All-Stars. Go back quickly, Bob, and look at that Bud Light game plan and see how you did tonight. Your pencil sharp with your finger?
Didn't do that. Okay here. Wow, is all I can say there. So that's kept them in the game. That's negated that, but the size has not been a factor.
No, on the Cardinal side of things.
Okay. I mean, it's hard to tell because it's such a chaotic game, really. They've definitely done that. This All-Star team was tired with 5 minutes gone in the first half. They haven't gotten many easy baskets off the press. They've gotten a lot of easy baskets. They just haven't gotten them off the press. I think if they could do that and create some turnovers, it'd be more than a 6-point margin. So this is kind of a half and half down here. They need to do a little better job.
Well, Marvin Stone, you see over on the U of L bench. He'll be playing next week in the Minority Classic. And don't forget, what's up at Bud? The quarterback club through December will be registering to win a big screen TV. And Cardinal fans, remember, when you celebrate, choose a designated driver. Be a good sport. Drink responsibly. And we mentioned Marvin Stone. Of course, Rick Pitino's pretty slick. I think we all know that. He had it planned before they changed the school calendar that Marvin's first game would be this week at Seton Hall. He wanted him to open on the road away from home, maybe relieve some of that pressure that, wait in the anticipation. But they changed the calendar here.
Yes, and so now Rick really's not happy about having to play Seton Hall, a decent Seton Hall team. Some people think they're going to have a decent year in the Big East and have to do it without Marvin Stone. But the players are all excited about going to New York. They leave tomorrow. Classes are done. Exams are done. And it should still be a great trip. And I know I'm looking forward to it. And it's a great time to be in New York in the holiday season. Marvin Stone was working his brains out before the game today. They were putting him through individual drills. He was not just out there shooting around. He was getting a workout in.
Well, Rick Pitino, of course, returns to the Meadowlands for the first time as a college coach since he won the '96 championship. At the Meadowlands, now what, Continental Arena.
Yes.
Garcia bounces it down to D'Artez, who had a first-half double-double with 12 points, 11 rebounds.
They trying to take charge. He's not just one-dimensional. He's in there giving up the body for the team. Cards have Reese out there. So obviously Rick wants to give him a chance to play with some of these younger players, and Reese gets the first bucket of the half.
And that's his first points of the game. It's a three-pointer for Gaines, who, by the way, averaging 22 points a contest.
People yelling at Dupay to shoot it from the backcourt like he's in a video game. Yeah, he's still playing good basketball. They're passing it around.
Yep, and an open three knocked down by Darnell Williams.
I have more respect for him doing that. That shows respect for the game. There's still a half to play here. It's not all about just Teddy Dupay, and that was a nice pass. Got his team in a wide open look.
33 points for Teddy Dupay, 9 out of 10 from beyond the arc. Gaines tries for his second in a row, can't get it. McPherson has it for the All-Stars.
Ken Horn pointed out to us at the intermission the all-time record for threes in a game by Louisville's 8. Dupay had 9 in the first half. That was heartbroken that he missed.
James Boo Brewer. I don't remember the number, Bob, and I think it was 13 threes that Trevor Ruffin, that played for the University of Hawaii, had against Dwayne Morton and that group of Cardinals. Unbelievable performance. I think he made 11 straight threes. Here's Garcia from beyond the arc. Can't get it to go. Kareem Reed goes in amongst the taller players to get it, brings it on the run out to Dupay.
Great job by Reed.
Yeah, he covered him up quickly. He sure did. 2 easy opportunities toward the glass go by the boards for the All-Stars, and Louisville leads at 61-55. Garcia, tough shot for Otis George. It goes, but it will not count. Coach Pitino was mentioning yesterday, too, that the team's going up, I think, tomorrow, and the New York Knicks team doctor's going to throw a little party and dinner for the team, and have a chance to see some of Times Square and go down to the Rockefeller Center that's all decorated.
I was disappointed. My parent company, they wanted to go to the ESPN zone. They couldn't get in, unfortunately, and I really disappointed about that. So they're going to another franchised restaurant, but it would have been great to have them come into the ESPN zone. Not far from where they'll be staying. They're staying right near Grand Central Station, the ESPN zone, just about 7 or 8 blocks away from that.
And of course, we'll be back with the Cardinals next week on Tuesday and Wednesday in the Billy Minardi Classic, as Saturday's game, a national telecast on ESPN, and Kendall D'Artez trying to tune his skills to provide some assistance against Seton Hall. He has 14 points, 13 rebounds.
Move. Oh, and he's going to charge. The break play. Boy, D'Artez is doing some good things. That's the 3rd charge he's picked up. That was a nice move by Reed, but D'Artez beat him to the spot, took the charge. Watch it again.
The Ellis Miles Charge Award.
Oh, I told you, playing the part of Ellis Miles tonight. The understudy, Kendall D'Artez. Very nice indeed. That was a terrific move. You didn't see it right before they cut to the replay. Reed went behind his back to avoid Garcia. Looks like he's going to turn into a layup.
And the Cardinals have taken 3 charges. Great passing. Gaines gets the assist of Francisco Garcia, who now has 7 points and 3 rebounds, a couple of assists, and that's going to be an offensive foul. And again, the Ellis Miles-like Kendall D'Artez stands in to take the Cardinals' 4th charge.
Wow, that one might have been a block.
Let me ask you something, Bob.
But I give him credit for trying.
Let's see what happens here.
Well, this is the Pizza Hut delivery, and that is, I venture to say Reese can play the game 100 years. I'll never find a more open guy than Garcia was there. And Tez has to go to the bench. Is he bleeding? I think maybe why they took him out. Yep, a little Band-Aid, a little boo-boo on the wrist.
I was going to ask you, Bob, here you got a young man like Kendall D'Artez. Do you think there's some psyche involved as well, too, when Rick Pitino made it very clear early that he was going to play the young guys, particularly watching D'Artez and Otis George, and maybe, you know, put him in a situation, it's an exhibition game, but yet put a little pressure on him, too, that you're watching him and you want him to do something.
I made that point in the first half. Confidence only comes from one place, and that is performance under pressure. So Rick did make it obvious that this was a test, if you will, in his classroom to see how well these guys were going to be able to play under the glare of the spotlight. And now he wants D'Artez to go back in. He's asking, what's taking so long? He's got a little nick on his wrist. What is he? You going to give him anesthesia here?
Come on, Fred. Fred's down there working on
Fred's
him.
Cleaning his uniform. I think he's altering his shorts. It's one-stop shopping there.
I think they have to get the blood off his uniform as well. Looks like that's what he's doing there. Right? Inside, Garcia had it knocked away by Decker. And Ellis Miles are going to get him on a travel.
Only because his first thought was to pass it out of there, which is nice that he's so unselfish, but a little bit of indecision led to the turnover. This is where the Cards haven't gotten turnovers, and they really should, because this team is, you know, not had a chance to prepare for the press, and that the guy can't run the baseline there, but they haven't gotten much out of it.
Straight away, Darnell Williams. Only 2 Cardinals there, Miles and D'Artez, and Ellis has the rebound. Of course, Miles, I mentioned, the top rebounder in Conference USA, averaging 12.3. We mentioned Gaines, one of the top scorers. He is the top scorer in the league. Guess who's number 2? Luke Whitehead.
These are tough games for Warriors. Ellis Miles is a Warrior. It's tough. It's not the mindset of a Warrior. He didn't start. He's running guys in and out after 5 minutes. It's tough for him to get in that mindset. Made a nice pass there, though, for Garcia.
Garcia now in double figures with 10. Of course, none of these statistics will count in the regular season stats, considering the fact it's an exhibition game.
He's wide open. Oh, and he took it away. His own teammate took it from him.
Knocked away, picked up by Reese Gaines, looking up court. 7-0 run by the Cardinals. Make it 10-0 if this goes, and it doesn't. The George gets the rebound right back underneath the Ellis Miles for the easy 2. A 9-0 Cardinal run in the last couple of minutes. And Louisville, well, we talked about those second chance points. Guess what it is, Bob? 27-2.
End of story right there. And we'll get a 30-second timeout, which becomes a full timeout, the first called timeout of the second half.
And we'll be right back. You're watching the Cards on Great 58. (70-55), the Cardinals over the All-Stars here at Freedom Hall. We're in our Jewish Hospital second half. Don't forget the Billy Minardi Classic Luncheon is coming up. And that'll be on Monday, December 16th at noon at the Papa John's Cardinal Stadium Brown and Williamson Club. Still some tickets available, $25 a person. Call 852-1974 for information about the Billy Minardi Classic Luncheon. You'll hear from Coach Pitino and all the other coaches, all 3 coaches, participating in the inaugural Billy Minardi Classic next week here at the Hall.
Yeah, that's worth the price of admission just to hear the guys speak.
I bet it is. Of course, Travis Ford.
Yep, absolutely.
Coach at Eastern Kentucky, a former Wildcat. 70-55 Cardinals. Francisco Garcia has been able to show his talents in a lot of ways tonight, but can't get that one to go. And this guy has been the story of the game, though. Shows his nice dribbling ability, and once again looked for the open man and wasn't able to deliver it to Lawrence Moten.
Should have been a bounce pass there. That's why that didn't get through.
Here's D'Artez. Tell you, he has a nice perimeter jumper. 16 points, 14 rebounds for the junior college transfer.
Nobody's ever questioned his ability. Just getting comfortable with the system as we get the first required timeout of the second half.
Well, Rick Pitino's Cardinals lead One World All-Stars 72-55.
What if this
70-55, the Cardinals over the All-Stars here in Freedom Hall in this exhibition game tonight. Jewish Hospital, a sponsor of our second half. And don't forget, Fox News at 10. Tune in for your first choice for news with Don Schroeder and Elizabeth Woolsey. And the only complete business report with Bill Francis. That's Fox News at 10. And our sister station, Fox 41. Glad to have you along on Great 58 tonight. And Teddy Dupay enjoyed a 33-point first half. And Bob, you're right, the minute he touches it, it's like shoot. And he lost it this time, and Cardinals going to have a breakaway. Miles with the finish.
It's like, who wants it? 3 on 9. They said, no, let's you take a dunk, and he did.
Of course, Reese Gaines has been all over Teddy Dupay, too. And keep in mind, Gaines has not played his normal 33, 34 minutes plus. Matter of fact, Reese played 37 minutes against South Alabama. And now we have our Dean's Dunk chug-a-lug for this Dean's Milk Dunk of the game coming right at you as the Cardinals get this breakaway here, Bob.
It's kind of like the old let's make a deal. Is it door 1, door 2, door 3? They went with door 2. Let number 2 slam it home. He said, you're not going to get... That's the difference between this and a regular season game. I'm not sure how many 4-on-none fast breaks the Cards will be getting.
Right.
And you see Rick Pitino back in his chair, legs crossed, laughing. So you can tell it's a little bit of a different atmosphere than Rick just conversing with some of the guys on the bench. I'm not sure it was a lighthearted moment. You see Kevin Willard making his way back with a smile on his face. So, and that's, you know what? If you can't at least find a little bit of levity in an exhibition game like this, then you're going to, by the time March rolls around, the tank will be completely empty. You still got to have a little bit of fun, and game nights are supposed to be fun. And there, you mentioned something good, that certainly Reese Gaines is trying to work defensively against the guy who will shoot it as well as anybody who's Louisville will face this season. The difference is they don't have any sets to run for Dupay. He's got to get everything on his own.
Gaines tried to get it down to Ellis Miles. Those points a moment ago ended a 13-0 run the Cardinals had. And again, Dupay doing a good job getting the offense moving. Although this one doesn't go, Moten got the rebound. Not many offensive rebounds today for the All-Stars. Ellis Miles gets this one on the defensive end. And Garcia quickly to Gaines for 3. Reese was off balance on that jumper.
It's hard to get, as we said, to get in a rhythm. It's such a completely different style than they can normally play that it's really just a shooting contest. They don't really have to run very much to get shots. They just are out conditioning them down the floor, and that's quite a bit different than the normal game.
Now, take a look at 1-2 punch.
Not bad, not bad. I just thought you'd pencil 40 in the books with 2 guys every game.
And Garcia having a little trouble. Finally, Ellis Miles comes to the rescue. Down to D'Artez. Good outlet pass to the open Garcia for 3. Doesn't go. Rebound Miles. And Ellis is fouled. Ellis has 6 points, 5 rebounds. 2 for 2 from the floor. Once again, not taking many shots. Our scoring leaders thus far in the game. Brought to you by Cross. Well, we know who one of them is, that's for sure. It's Dupay with 33. He had those in the first half. Kendall D'Artez leads the Cardinals with 16. And don't forget, Cross Motors is your place during the winter season for all your automotive needs. Watterson Expressway and Newburgh Road, and you can check them out on the World Wide Web at www.crossmotors.com. How does Kentuckiana spell Jeep? Cross. And that shows the unselfish play by Ellis Miles. Only 9 field goal attempts all year, but yet he has been a real key player for the Cardinals in the first 3 games.
Reese on Dupay, trying to get a shot on Reese. It's an interesting matchup here.
And Dupay tries to cross-court it, and it does to Moten. And Lawrence can't get it to go. Look at Dupay. That's going to be an offensive foul, however. It's going to be Darnell Williams pushing off.
Called him going over the back. You see the great on-ball defense of Reese. Not able to, Dupay not able to get a shot. And, yeah, leaning in a little bit. They could have let that go. Surprised the fact they didn't. But whenever you rebound from the back, it's always a dicey proposition.
Bad pass, entry pass by Davis. Fortunately, Miles chases it down. And now it goes to Gaines. He pulls up with that quick 3. Doesn't go. D'Artez got the tip.
D'Artez is having for him, hopefully a confidence-building ball game. He scored a lot of points, taking some charges. There's a freshman mistake in the backcourt, trying to press. Teddy Dupay, even though Reese Gaines can handle it, Cisco Garcia not quite up to the task just yet.
Well, you know, Rick Pitino will be facing Seton Hall, who now, of course, is coached by Louis Orr, who was Coach Pitino's first recruit when he took the job with Syracuse. That's the story about when he left his honeymoon to go recruiting. He told us the whole story at the press conference the other day.
So now he really owes Louis Orr, I think.
Yeah. There's a good baseline jumper, and Lawrence Moten, who's not been too effective offensively, gets his first 2. He's 1 out of 5 from the floor.
That's another reason the Cards have an 18-point lead. That guy's the leading scorer in Syracuse history, and he's only got 2 points.
D'Artez comes way up between the circles to Garcia. Ellis Miles, who's backing his way in now, that little jump hook, and he got the roll.
Set that up nicely with the strong move to the middle, and then jump back over your left shoulder. It's a move that Ellis likes very much, and he has to be able to master because he doesn't have the size to go over a lot of people.
Cards have their largest lead of 20 now, and it's turned over, and the Cardinals will have it. Substitution. Jermaine Smith back into the lineup. He'll replace Lawrence Moten for the All-Stars.
I like the way Lawrence Moten hustling on and off the floor. These guys are cognizant of the fact people who are going to give them jobs if they are watch things like that. How well do they compose? Do they carry themselves in situations like that, interacting with their teammates, with their coach? And Lawrence Moten certainly impressive there. That was impressive. And of D'Artez, who he's got to get some confidence up by what he's done this evening.
He's done a heck of a job. That was a nice pass by Reese Gaines, and now Dupay getting a little bit bent out of shape because getting a lot of defensive pressure and little good ball movement here on our Taco Bell replay, Bob.
Well, D'Artez has the position, and you can see right now the All-Stars playing defense like conscientious objectors. They're just kind of letting the Cards do anything they want. And Cards have ridden that to a 22-point lead.
And we'll be back. Cardinals 81, All-Stars 59 here at Freedom Hall in our Jewish Hospital second half. And don't miss the Rick Pitino show. You can see it every Sunday night at 10:30, right after Fox News at 10. Coach Pitino takes a look at highlights of tonight's game and also insight in the Cardinals' next basketball matchup. That's Sunday at 10:30, the Rick Pitino show on our sister station, Fox 41. A rather quiet Coach Pitino tonight over on the Cardinal bench in this exhibition game. Armstrong checks into the lineup and immediately runs over Ellis Miles.
Well, Dupay's upset about that because one of the things that's a problem when you have an all-star team, they can't really run any plays for Teddy because they don't have any plays. So out of that timeout, they drew a play up, and he came off a double screen and would have had a chance at a shot. But Armstrong took it to the middle, and not only did he mess the play up, but he charged and turned it into a turnover.
And now somebody has to take the charges since D'Artez is out, and guess who? Ellis should be the guy. Here's Otis George, can't get it. Ellis Miles, good offensive rebound, and he puts it right back outside now to Brown. Mohammed from the corner, nope, and Dupay, the littlest man on the floor, goes to get it. He has his pass picked off by Mohammed.
Good recovery by Junior.
And kicks it out to Gaines for the open 3.
Reese, vintage Reese, spot up, find him, and He's deadly doing that. It's certainly not been an unusual performance for him, but certainly we have no question he can do that. We have no question he can do that as well. Get in the open court and finish it with the dunk. And, Greg Vitrone's going to take a timeout.
Getting out of hand with 10:53 remaining, and Gaines knows his minutes are limited, so he's going to make the most of them.
Yeah, just easy finish there on the run out, and as we said, this is where certainly been a rough stretch for Billy Armstrong. That was another bad pass. He just took a charge earlier, and he's smart enough not to run the risk of undercutting Reese. Just let him go in and finish the dunk. And as I said, it's a tough game for guys with warrior mindsets, and Reese has that. So does Ellis. But I think what having to guard Teddy Dupay for him has done the second half has kind of got him into his regular mindset. He has a challenge now, and he hasn't let Dupay score. And he's also gotten a couple of offensive bursts at the other end, and that's been a little bit more like what Reese is used to.
Women's hoop is coming up Friday. IUPUI Fort Wayne will be in at 7 p.m. and then on Sunday at 2 p.m. Chattanooga comes to town. That's Lady Cards basketball right here at Freedom Hall a couple of times this week.
Teddy Dupay's come out of the game for the first time.
He's a little warrior, isn't he? Here's McPherson. Good ball movement to Lewin. That's probably the easiest basket that out of any kind of partial set we've seen from the All-Star.
Yeah, I think they took Teddy out and said, let's knock it around a little bit and get a good look, and they did. Now they play a little zone, which is what Greg Vitrone said he would do, because I guess Seton Hall might play some zone. Lewis Orr, former Jim Boeheim assistant, and you would expect that to be the case.
And Reese Gaines just kind of tuning up his shooting. He has 11 points now, does Gaines. 3 assists to go along with that and a rebound. And Kareem Reed breaks the Cardinal press, takes it all the way himself. Now the dish off to McPherson. And Ellis Miles has his 8th rebound. Now 3-on-1. Gaines again.
Reese says, let me see, how many does that little guy have? I got 4 now. All I need to do is make, what, 5 more, and I can catch up to him.
92-61. Would you say we have to go to 115 for that?
No. 100, triple digits. And you are calling for a pizza for yours truly. 10 straight points for Reese Gaines, who's, as we said, he has kind of gotten his wake-up call when they put him on Teddy Dupay. Now all of a sudden he got back in that warrior mindset. It spilled over to the offensive end. He's got to go in a little bit.
Well, you know that the Papa John's game day special was for 2 pizzas. So you know, if it was to do that, would that take care of the next game? Or
well, I see. You want to put one in the bank, huh? Okay, no, it's all right. You can do that.
I wish I'd have done more of that with my 401k. It's a 101k now. Here's a little follow away, doesn't go. And we have a whistle and foul on Ellis Miles inside as he makes some contact with big Brian Lewin, West Virginia. 92-61 Cardinals.
Now, this is one of the times when you really do see this. The guy who really had this place just a buzz in the first half. They gave him a standing ovation at the end of the half, Teddy Dupay, and they don't have any set plays to run for him. They only tried to draw one up out of the timeout, and the play broke down right away, and so they haven't been able to get him back involved in the offense. And certainly Reese, with his great conditioning and great ability, is able to put the clamps on Dupay. And I'll be honest, I think the fans are a little disappointed about that. I think they wanted to see Dupay. Rick may be happy, but I think the fans wanted to see Dupay keep lighting it up.
Oh, good feed inside to Ellis Miles from Reese Gaines. Reese picks up his 4th assist. Ellis Miles now with 11 points and 8 rebounds. Well, you're right about Dupay, though. You'd have to think somebody. You look at a guy like Chucky Atkins that I watched for years in the Metro Conference, and he's still been a very steady performer.
Well, here he comes back. I mean, you look at Steve Kerr, and I'm a big fan of Steve Kerr. We've had him on our show. He's a terrifically class individual, but I can't believe Teddy Dupay doesn't shoot as well as Steve Kerr does. And, you know, I've seen guys in his zone, but that was not one of those, well, that was the first half of his life. That's the way he's capable of shooting the basketball. So we'll see if he can get a couple of looks, which I think the crowd would enjoy here, since this game is very safely in hand for the Cards, up by 32.
And Gaines has been hot, stays his way. This one for only 2. 16 now for Reese. And Williams the other way. Nice dish off to Lewin.
Well, Reese doesn't have to contend with a Reese Gaines guarding him, so he's going to get all the looks he wants.
And the Cardinals approaching that century mark at 96 with still 8.5 minutes remaining. You joined us late. Rick Pitino started 5 new players, so to speak, the non-starters. Dean misses this 3, and Reed trying to get something going. Now circles it out to Dupay. Can he get one going? Yes.
Absolutely. What are you kidding? That's a no-brainer. And I love that about Kareem Reed. He knew where Teddy was from the time he was in the backcourt. He drove it in the middle just to make a defender come with him and know full well that Dupay would go to the wing and have a wide open look. That's a good, you can give a very valuable assist to Kareem Reed right there. And that guy's been on fire. That one doesn't go for him. And finally a rebounding foul.
You know, the thing about Dupay, he was the perfect player for the Billy Donovan system.
I would think Rick could use him.
That guy wouldn't want to have him at the other end. 7:55 left on the Freedom Hall clock here in regulation. Cardinals in pretty good shape against the All-Stars. 96-67, the Cardinals all over the All-Stars. Well, don't forget the GMAC Bowl. You met, what a quality person Dwayne White is. You met him at halftime. That's coming up next week at 7 o'clock. Louisville and Marshall. Dave Ragone and Byron Leftwich. For tickets, call 851-5151 at the U of L ticket office, 852-5151. And you're looking at Kendall D'Artez, who's enjoyed a double-double. 20 points, 15 boards. Almost 16,000 here tonight for this exhibition game in Freedom Hall. And Teddy Dupay has this one blocked by Garcia. He wanted a foul but didn't get it. Garcia cross courts it to Dean, and Dean had the right idea, but he passed up a pretty good look himself to try to get it down to George.
George trying to trap. Guards still working on their defense.
Of course, as Louisville faces Seton Hall, which you spend your fair share of time in the East, you mentioned the Big East, probably a pretty good challenge, I would think.
It will be. The 3 best teams in the Big East clearly are the UConn Huskies. Crowd responding to Simon Nadenoff. He's going to make his first appearance of the year. Getting ready to head into the ball game. But the Big East clearly is UConn, Pitt, who is was in the top 5 in the preseason poll, in Notre Dame. But after that, it's kind of throw the dice, see who you get. And Seton Hall's one of those teams. So, yes, it will not be an easy game. As Rick Pitino talking to Nadenoff, there's, again, a lot of smiling going on. I think the wrong guy came out of the game is what happened.
This is about as loose as you'll ever see Rick Pitino on the sideline. That's for sure.
Well, that's not who we wanted him to go in for, I don't think. But he's just happy he's got 5 out there right now. So he's going to leave well enough alone, I guess. Head back to the. You don't see Rick Pitino a defeated man much, but in this case, I think he's admitting defeat, saying, look, we got 5 on the floor. That's good enough right now. It's not the 5 we wanted, but what the heck.
Kareem Reed hits the free throws. It's 96-69.
I think Nadenoff went in for the wrong players, and they're all laughing at it.
They are too. Now they want Simon to shoot. Simon says almost. Tipped by D'Artez, doesn't go. And a whistle and a foul underneath the basket on the All-Stars.
Nadenoff is a guy who's obviously there were great hopes for his shooting ability, and his defensive problems really prevented him from getting a lot of minutes, but he remains a very popular player in this building, and the fans would like nothing better than to see him knock down a 3 before this ball game's over. And he's still got enough time to do it. He got 7+ minutes to go.
Well, that tune lets you know that an opposition player has fouled out. That would be Brian Lewin. Leaves with 5 points and 3 rebounds, and Francisco Garcia now with 11 and 6. This young man also really hungry to learn, and I think that makes a huge difference.
Oh, that's one of the reasons people are so enthused about the prospects for him.
D'Artez has a lot of that in him too. He tries to pick up what would have been about his 4th block on the charge.
I think it would have been his 5th charge of the game. Yep. Let's take a look. Cards do like to push the ball to the baseline. That's tough to give him a charge there, although he was close. He was almost there, but When everybody's moving, inevitably they're going to give you a foul to the defense, and they do right there.
Jermaine Smith at the line. You see Michigan defeated Bowling Green as we check out our Hamilton Printing scoreboard.
Yeah, they need wins against anybody they can get them this year.
Temple over Penn State. That's in the second half. And Rutgers over Fordham. That's also in the second half. And Tulsa leading Kansas. That's the first half score on our Hamilton Printing scoreboard.
Cards still running their offense. The guards exchange, go down low. Now they get screens from the wings and come out looking for shots. And there's one for Dean.
And Juan knocks down the three. And the Cardinals have won a pizza from my man Bob Valvano. 101-71.
Thank goodness. I was waiting to see if we were going to get some food. Good Donnie to pick up a tab. I thought you were going to make the rules 160 points.
Hey, remember the drive back from Indy now?
Well, that's true.
That was a big time place now. We went
That
all
is
out.
true. I think you did buy me a sandwich there. I'm going to have to change my tune. I apologize.
It was quite an adventure. 101-71 as Rick Pitino watches on.
We get another shot at Rick there. You see his arsenal of water bottles and mints on the table, which was knocked in my lap last year.
Oh, was it?
On the road, free throws missed, and Cards again doing a good job of not really trying to just take the first shot, get down, run their offense. You see a screen, now a ball screen for Garcia. That's good. They're trying to run their half-court sets.
And great movement to leave D'Artez wide open for the three.
It's almost like running your offense dry, but still run your offense, and that's good. The only way you get something out of a game like this.
Govell's hit 11 of 34 threes. There's a nice move miss on the shot by McPherson. One-word All-Stars, 11 of 23 on threes, but our man Teddy Dupay, 10 of 12.
He's only had 2 tries this half.
This guy can shoot the
That's the one the crowd wanted.
Simon Nadenoff gets his three-pointer. And right now, it's just an adventure for the All-Stars. I don't think anybody touched that one. It's going to be Louisville's ball. Oh, now they're going to say it was deflected. 30-second timeout taken by the All-Stars.
It's going to become a full timeout, I think. Yes, it is.
Full timeout.
5:46 remaining, and the Cardinals leading at 107-71 here at Freedom Hall. And it's our favorite time, Bob.
It's about
Sharpen up
time
your...
to the rack.
And guess Santa's here too.
And there is. Can we get him to spin around?
And that's tailgate Santa for only $30.
Not that man. That man.
No, not that man's worth more than that. The purchase of $50 or more at Cardware. We've been anticipating the arrival of
waiting
Santa
for
here.
Santa like a kid. I've been waiting for Santa.
Well, you may see him another time or two.
I hope so. If we get Santa back again, I think we should, because you can't get enough Santa in the holiday season.
Could you imagine coming in from work and that could be a hoot.
But that Santa, that'd be perfect. Just
Santa, go to the fridge.
in the summer, you out on your deck.
Oh.
You know, Christmas in July, you have a Christmas in July party, and there's Santa
right.
bringing drinks for people. And then when you're watching our road games, and we'll certainly be doing some games on the road here on Fox 41, Great 58. You just have him bring some drinks to your guests. It's a Pepsi product for you guys to enjoy during the game.
We have Santa just waiting to bust out tonight.
He was really wondering where he was. Oh, and now the official, everybody's going down tonight. We've had 2 camera collisions.
The bird.
The Cardinal bird is down and still down. Slow to get up. The official went down. Brent Hampton. There's Brent. His pride is a bit bruised, but other than that, he seems okay.
Cardinals killing. The All-Stars on the board as Nadenoff can't get the 3. Rebound Garcia. 48-21 on the rebound advantage. Kendall D'Artez has 16 rebounds and now 25 points.
Well, as we said, I hope it lights a fire into that young man's confidence, because there's no question he's got terrific ability.
Oh, what a nice feed by Reed, but it's knocked away. It'll stay with the All-Stars with 5:06 remaining.
Watch Dupay on and out of bounds. This is where he'll get free.
Nice head fake, pulls up. Now he'll take the shot to draw the 3 free throws. He is a hoot to watch.
He's just he's worth the price of admission. He is a funny, fun, aggressive, assertive player, and I believe that will be all we'll see of Mr. George for the evening.
Otis George.
And Rick gives him a look like, you foul a three-point shooter for your 5th foul. Otis has a resigned smile like, I know, I shouldn't have done that, but I did. So Teddy will have a chance to go to 39. I've got a wager with a certain Ken Horn, who shall go nameless, that he's going to get to 40. Uh-oh.
He's stuck at 36.
No, he's going to make these 2, so that'll make 38. I like 44 as a final number. He's got 2 more threes in him after these free throws. There's one. Yep. 44 is a nice number.
And if you would ever see there was a clone of a gym rat, you can tell.
I think Rick sees a little Billy Donovan.
I would say that's a great example. Nadenoff tries to penetrate, does to D'Artez. Tough shot by Kendall.
Kendall very quietly is going to wind up with 30 before we're done.
27 now for Kendall D'Artez. Once again, none of these numbers will count in the official stats. Reed missed the shot, tried to get it back, saved in by Brown. Dean up the side, and Nadenoff. Simon says, slam it.
The coaches are trying so hard not to laugh. The 3 coaches shove pens, clipboards, sleeves into their mouths. Nadenoff almost flipped himself on that play. That was a rather spectacular dunk.
Like somebody swallowed the canary.
I wish we'd had a camera shot of the 4 coaches, 4 assistants.
Taekwon Dean knocks it down, and I think we're going to have a technical foul on Kareem Reed. So within 116 to 73.
Well, it was a key possession, I guess, in Kareem Reed's mind, because that got it from 37 points to 30, 40, whatever it is, 41 points to 43 points. So I can understand why you take a T in that situation.
So Simon Nadenoff will shoot the technical. Yeah, I have a couple here. And he knocks down the first one, 117 to 73. Making 118. Kareem Reed still not happy. He and Coach Patrone had a few words over there.
It's an exhibition game. Nobody likes getting beat by almost 50 points. And I'm sure that that's sticking in the collective craws. Did you just see Garcia come by and adjust Rick Pitino's tie?
Well,
that's a freshman who's feeling comfortable with his head coach.
You know, we're always talking about Reese Gaines being our player of the game. Guess what?
Yeah, we can change tonight.
He gets to be our super sub.
Why not? This is the only time in his career we'll get to do this, because he will start until his eligibility runs out. There's a nice dunk, and obviously having a good time as well. He should. He came out and did a good job defensively on Teddy Dupay. That was the most meaningful thing he did all night in the second half. Came out and put the clamps on Dupay a bit, and still wound up with 16 points after not scoring in the first half. So nice job by our tongue-in-cheek super sub, because he won't be. I got a feeling he'll start Saturday. That's just a gut reaction.
I think you're probably right. Cardinals on an 18-2 run over the last 3:02. Well, he's not Santa, but he's the next best thing.
That's what he's thinking.
Snow
Where is Santa? Snow Fox is even wondering, where's Santa right now?
Well, you can look for this guy, Snow Fox, on WDRB Fox 41. Snow Fox will keep you on top. The latest winter information, Fox 41 News, and Snow Fox, your first choice for school closings, second only to our man Santa.
He's kind of cute, little Snow Fox, although
somebody had a puppy dog. They sent in a picture the other day. That was the bird, not a dog. And they showed a picture of this little dog. Almost could have been, could have been just like Snow Fox.
Oh,
could have been
but you were going to say like Simon Nadenoff.
No,
that's not very nice.
No.
Simon's a good-looking young man.
Well, he's from Bulgaria, so we'd have to pick a...
If you know a breed of dog that's native to Bulgaria, that would be very impressive.
Nope, there's Dupay. Can't get this one to go. Well, Bob, he's at 38.
There's 40. I said 44. That's bad. He needs to be on multiples of 3.
That's right.
I need him to make one of these, then a two-pointer maybe, and then get that 3. Because he's got a lot more 3s than he does 2s today.
And if you joined us late, he had 33 first half points. He still has hit 10 out of 12 from beyond the arc. And has missed only once at the free throw line. And he's at that magical 40. You're saying 44. Right?
44. I got my 40 though. So now Ken Horn knows me on new automobile from one of our sponsors. Ken and I make very serious wagers. Not like a pizza.
I was going to say, you are in the high stake games.
Absolutely.
Simon Nadanoff thought about it. Dartez
trying to got to close it on 30, Donnie. So
yeah,
he can use a couple of looks late here.
Here's Eric Brown with a tough shot. Can't get it to go, but he does draw the foul. Yeah, you're right, Kendall Dartez. 27 points, 16 rebounds, and he's hit 12 of 17 shots.
Nice interior pass. Eric Strong to the goal. Foul. Eric Brown, chance to visit with him in the pregame. We had a caller on the pregame show ask, what do you expect of Eric Brown the rest of the year? He happened to be walking by the table as the call came in. I said, well, let's ask him, Eric, what can we expect the rest of the year? He said, just a good all-around game. Yeah. So I think if he does that, we know he's going to shoot the ball. So the other stuff happens. And you like to see that. Then you don't like to see a guy in his senior year in a situation where he's not getting meaningful minutes. So I hope it plays out well for him.
And he's a good young man, too. He's, of course, transferred from Morehead State after a stellar freshman season and works hard in practice. And just like a lot of these players had to make quite an adjustment to the Pitino style.
He's about 5 points away from breadsticks with that pizza, I think.
I'm already giving you 2 for 1. Here's Dean. Simon Nadanoff got the zone miss. Look at Simon go to work on the board.
Adding his stats. 3 offensive rebounds. That was good effort, actually. It was not easy in traffic there. Nadanoff's very athletic.
He has 9 points off the bench. This 3 comes up short. Rebound, Eric Brown.
Willie Armstrong has not had a particularly strong game, unfortunately.
Especially defensively.
He's struggled. He's turned it over. He missed some shots.
Kind of waved to the Eric Brown as he went by that time.
Had a difficult time. I think we're due for a Dupay shot here. I think Teddy might get a look.
Well, the Cardinals, even though this does not count.
Maybe not.
If Louisville's 122 is the most points scored since they scored 132 against George Mason on the 4th of January in '94.
Tez is within 1 of the magical 30. 29 there.
There's Dupay. Oh! There's 43 of them.
That should have been worth 6.
He's 11 of 13.
He was 10 feet behind the line.
Good move by Taekwon Dean as he takes it in to score. What is it in the NBL? Is it just like the NBA, the three-point line? Is it the same distance?
As what?
As the
no, the NBA line is a solid couple of feet.
No, the NBL.
That. Oh, the NBDL. They play the same as the NBA. Oh, yeah.
So he is, this line probably looks like
it's like a layup
to him.
Teddy. Teddy has got more than half his team's points. Sometimes you'll see that in a game where a team gets 40 or 50. Not frequently. It's even 78.
Right. 43 points for him. And the free throw rolls off. Ella Smiles back in the lineup.
And the crowd on its feet. And that is what Rick did for that reason. He wants that young man to get some positive reinforcement, and he needed it. He has worked hard, and it has been a struggle and an uphill climb on a slippery slope at times for him. And the crowd, many people, of course, have already headed to the parking lot, but there's still a good number here, and they gave him a warm standing ovation as he played an outstanding game. As we said, got close to the magic 30, 29 his final total.
And Simon Nadanoff now in double digits. Simon getting the job done off the bench.
Teddy trying to post up, throw the ball, pass it to him.
He still needs a point. And he's got it now.
Thank you. Good.
And he rims the 3.
Go back to him. Oh, he passed him up.
Williams short with it.
The Armstrong passed him up.
Well, Bob, you're a point short with a minute to go.
I had my chance. Oh, here's a run out.
There we go.
Oh, he's going to get blocked, though, by about 8 guys.
And there's 45 points for Teddy Dupay.
Let me see. I want air conditioning, white sidewall.
Ken Horn's getting out of his wallet. I don't think a single's going to do it.
I think we're going to be some sort of violation with the NCAA. We don't want to take a chance.
I think George Washington's the wrong guy.
I was thinking more of Lincoln, as in a Lincoln. What a terrific look by Nadenoff that time. Well, that's just good for him as well. He's got 13 points and obviously has gotten a lot of mileage in the last minutes here.
There's Dupay, a little reverse layup, comes up short.
It's too close for him.
Yeah, it is. He's got to get out way beyond that line. Garcia is fouled as Darnell Williams reaches in. Well, our player of the game, brought to you by your local Jeep dealer, is no surprise. He got the start, and he was one of the guys that Rick Pitino really wanted to take a look at. And what some numbers for this guy.
And it's really nice because even you could see at the start of the game he was trying so hard. And you saw him do a lot of the things that they know he has the ability to do. That's an easy basket, of course, because the all-star defense leaving a lot to be desired. But he was a force on the board, 16 rebounds, and he took 4 charges. Those are the things. Forget this. That's nice, but they know he can do that. The 16 rebounds and then the 4 or 5 charges, that's what's going to get Rick Pitino's attention. And as we said, you can't overstate. Confidence comes from your performance, not from people telling you things. And hopefully this will do some good things for Kendall D'Artez.
A little time on this substitution after the 5th foul. And your local Jeep dealers will donate $100 to the Dare to Care Food Bank to help feed the hungry in Kentuckiana.
That'll work. I'd like if Ken wants to pick up a Jeep is to settle our bet. That'd be nice.
Get some numbers on those now.
I like that.
131 to 81. And Francisco Garcia picks up an opportunity for his 13th point. This one doesn't go in. He has 12 points, 8 rebounds, and that's going to do it for Teddy Dupay. And he gets quite an ovation of the folks left here.
A standing ovation. Literally everybody up and applauding.
And I think Rick Pitino even gave him a little applause over there.
Well, that was fun stuff. That was a lot of fun to watch.
And where is another Teddy Dupay?
How many of those guys out there?
That's for sure. As we wind down the final seconds here in our Jewish Hospital second half. Here's a long three-pointer way off the mark by Jerome Smith. McPherson scores. Eric Brown will run it down for Louisville. Outside, Ellis Miles, the 3. It won't count anyway, and we've come to the end of this one as the Cardinals win it 132 to 83. And, you know, Rick Pitino may have thought he was doing the All-Stars a favor by not starting the starters, but as it turned out, could have been the worst thing that ever happened to this team coming in here.
Well, they had something to prove, and Kendall D'Artez 13 for 18 from the field on his way to 29 points. Certainly the biggest bright spot of the guys that or the not the usual starters. You know what, Taekwon Dean had 17 though. Certainly a lot of bright spots for guys that normally are not in the spotlight necessarily for this Cardinal team in this young 2002-2003 season.
We'll take a break, be back to wrap it up. That's your final. 82-83 over One World All-Stars here in this exhibition game. Louisville now will travel to Seton Hall for a Saturday afternoon game in the Meadowlands, but that wraps it up tonight here in Freedom Hall. I'd like to thank all of my teammates. Bob Valvano, the executive producer, the Cards on Fox at Great 58. Ron Mack, our producer-director, Dan Boyle. Don Russell saying so long from Freedom Hall, where the Cardinals win it easily, 132-83. We'll see you next Tuesday and Wednesday for the inaugural